So, June, you studied piano pedagogy with Francis Clark beginning in 1955. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Well, yes, I was a junior, a student at Westminster Choir College in the fall of that year. And that was when Frances first came, and along with Louise and her other students who taught. Um, and Frances established her piano pedagogy course, and also people studied piano with Elvina and the other students that she brought with her. And you know, I just, when I first heard Frances start to speak at her piano pedagogy course, she was a breath of fresh air. She was just marvelous. She had such logic. She had such positive attitude and ideas about how to play the piano, how to develop your technique. Um, she made me feel confident. She made me feel happy. She made me feel human in a way, if you can understand that. As a pianist, I had struggled with some techniques and couldn't quite get on top of it, and didn't know quite what to do about certain things. Um, Octaves was one thing. I have small hands and really fast passages sometimes. But then here was Frances, who had her philosophy of teaching, of actually the truth. What do you do? What do you really think? What is this piece really about? What can your hand really do? Why are you playing this passage that you're practicing 10 times wrong and then one time right? I remember her saying that. And I thought, yeah, I wonder about that. Well, she had an answer to everything. She had the way that you think about the piece, the way you prepare it, the way you understand how the composer put it together. And then she had these wonderful techniques like the silent hand position. That was new to me altogether. It made such sense. Swinging the rhythm, and so on. And she did it with such joy and with such confidence. And I had an experience one time. I was an organ major, studied with Dr. McCurdy, who was very demanding and kind of scared me at times. But I had an organ lesson to prepare for. An hour before my lesson, organ lesson, I had one piece that he had assigned new, and I had never gotten to it to practice all week. And it was not a hard piece as organ pieces go. It was number 15 in the Dupre antiphons. And it was 5 pages with a part that in the hands that went I like to play that. Not difficult compared to Bach prose and fugues, that's for sure. And then had a pedal theme, pom 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 pom. Not hard. Well, with only an hour to learn it, I thought, oh dear, how am I ever going to go to my lesson with this? But I had just heard Frances talk about silent hand position and how you think through where your hands go and where your fingers go. Well, that sounds perfectly logical. As she said once, you can only play the key that is under your finger. So I thought, okay, I will use the silent hand position. And for a whole half hour, I went through it, studied, and slowly and logically. But at the end of the half hour, I was able to go through those hand positions quickly, easily, confidently, correctly. So I played it, and first playing was perfect, as she said it would be if you prepared. So then I had another half hour. The first 15 minutes I learned the pedal, same way, silent and then play. That was so easy. Didn't take the whole 15 minutes, so I put the hands and the pedal together. Fine, no problem. So I had 15 minutes left, and I thought, what the heck? I'll memorize it. So I did. And I, who was so afraid of Dr. McCurdy, went laughing all my way to my lesson. I was confident. I had that piece under my belt, a new one he had assigned, so now I wouldn't be upset because I hadn't practiced it. And it was just wonderful. But this was life with Frances. This was using her logic, her way of doing things. What else did she say that was so marvelous? She just had wonderful ways of doing things. And Elvina, my private piano lesson teacher, also, it all went together. There was lots of smiles from these people too when they lectured and taught. But it just gave me my life. It truly did. I'm very grateful, and I use all of these skills and music making all of these years since. And I thank you, Frances, and thank you, Elvina.